Welcome to SociologyVibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the explanation of social stratification and the systems of stratification. Just like the geological formations in rocks, society is divided into stratas or layers. And within these layers or divisions, large groups of people have different access to valuable social and natural resources, and they are stratified according to wealth, power, and prestige or respect. Sociologists refer to social inequality as social stratification because the division of large groups of people results in unequal life chances or opportunities. And social stratification systems can be understood as a type of a hierarchy that exists in societies. Social stratification today is universal, but how each society stratifies its members is unique to each society and culture. Cultural ideologies or belief systems support and encourage stratification systems. Additionally, social stratification systems can be categorized into open and closed systems. Closed systems do not allow people the mobility within the stratification system in relation to their wealth, power, and prestige. And therefore, social status is ascribed. Open stratification systems do allow for social mobility, and this type of movement of people from one stratum to another is usually characterized by achieved status. So let's describe closed social stratification systems first. Slavery is a closed social stratification system in which large groups of people are legally owned, controlled, and forced to work by others, with little to no personal freedom or social mobility. Caste system is a closed social stratification system in which social status, including access to wealth, power, and prestige, is determined and fixed at birth and lifelong. Groups of people in lower castes have the lowest status and rights. People cannot marry outside of their caste, and sociologists refer to this as the practice of endogamy. The estate system is another closed system, which was common during medieval Europe and is another mostly closed system in which people were divided into mobility, clergy, and peasants at birth. In the nobility class, these were the wealthy ruling families whose firstborn sons continued this class. Younger sons were often expected to enter the clergy or other respectful societal positions. The clergy of the Catholic Church also enjoyed fairly high status, and peasants, also known as commoners or serfs, had the lowest status and were destined to a life of servitude or physical labor. Now, a class system is considered an open system because it is based on money, achievement, and wealth that can be acquired. Social mobility refers to people moving up or down the social class classifications, such as the lower, middle, and upper class, based on their education, skills, occupational prestige, and financial success. People might often think of an open class system as a meritocracy, which is defined as a system in which social mobility and social status are based on individual efforts, achievement, or merit. But in reality, a meritocracy is an ideal system because in reality and throughout history, there has never been a social stratification system that was based purely on merit or achievement. In the United States, statuses like race, gender, and family background influence social standing related to wealth, power, and prestige, and give some groups of people more privilege over other groups. Put simply, not everyone has an equal shot at success and upward social mobility. Additionally, in open class systems of stratification, exogamous marriages are allowed in which people marry outside of their background. However, most marriages in the United States are more likely to reflect endogamous unions in which people tend to marry people within their own social backgrounds. So why does this matter? We can see that our lives from birth are determined by the social organization of society and the type of social stratification system we're born into, that these have a significant impact on our life chances or opportunities. And these social stratification systems are not random. They're shaped by the history of a society, and they tend to remain in place for centuries. An example of a rigid and long-standing social stratification system includes what sociologists point out after slavery, the United States transitioned to a racial caste system where race, not class, determines access to power, resources, and opportunities. In a class system, people born into wealthy families have access to higher quality schools, social networks, and career opportunities. And those in lower income communities may struggle with low wages, discrimination, and limited access to health care. So the belief that the United States is a meritocracy in which personal efforts and hard work lead to greater wealth, power, and prestige can actually benefit those who enjoy higher status in society. However, at the same time, this also implies and maintains the cultural stereotype that people in lower social standings are there due to their own lack of effort. And this, we know, is a myth. And therefore, studying these social stratification systems is very important in helping us understand social life. And that makes sociology worth exploring further. Don't you think? Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.